Well, for part 2 of Trump the Falconer, I will start off like I did in part 1. I will start with Donald Duck. When I looked into the Donald Duck character, I discovered some things I did not expect to find. Let's start with Donald Duck himself. He first appeared in 1934. His first cartoon was The Wise Little Hen, and his second was Orphan Benefit. Now, the scheduled release date for Donald's first cartoon was June 9th. However, it was released on May 3rd. For starters, the date of June 9th is an obvious 69 reference. The creators also consider it the birthday of Donald Duck. This makes Donald Duck a Gemini, just like Donald Trump. But that's not all. June 9th is the mirror date of July 27th. That's the birthday of Maya Rudolph. She played the hunter in the SNL skit, The Falconer Time Travel. That's what I showed you in the last video. Does that sound like a coincidence to you? This also means that Donald Duck's birthday falls on the 157th day of the year, with 208 remaining. Once again, connecting the 57 frequency number to the Donald. So the creators wanted to make sure June 9th was his birthday, even though May 3rd was its official release. Nothing stood out when I looked at May 3rd. So now let's get into his second cartoon. It's called Orphan's Benefit. It made me think of the Orphan Trains rabbit hole. I won't get into that subject here though, but I will point out that this cartoon was released on August 11th. Well, that's 8/11 backwards, isn't it? 488. It's also the 223rd day of the year. That's 322 backwards. It's also Hulk Hogan's birthday. Mr. Hogan is now a part of the Trump administration. Did you think anything I have said so far is strange or weird? Well, just wait. As I continued to look into the subject of Donald Duck, I came across a subject I had not planned on covering yet. But it is apparent that I'm going to have to cover it now. It is the subject of clairvoyance. It's amazing how the Lord works. So let's begin. There are 3 other characters in the film Orphan's Benefit. There is Clarabelle the cow, Horace Horsecollar, and Clara Cluck. All are coded names. Some people are already familiar with the name Clara or Claire being put into time travel movies or TV shows. Clara from Back to the Future 3 wears a lavender pin. Is this a foreshadowing of Peter Thiel's lavender? Also, the character from Terminator 3, but in this case, the actress's name is Claire Danes. There are other shows, but I won't cover them all. I do like to keep my videos short. What people may not know is that the name Clara or Claire is also used in the zombie genre. Most notably Claire Redfield from Resident Evil. There's an older zombie movie from 1936 called Revolt of the Zombies. There's a character named Claire in that also. Revolt of the Zombies released on June 4th, 1936. The actress that played Claire was born on June 3rd, 1905. She died on September 24th, 1944. She was 69 years old. Another 69 reference. I will also point out that in a previous video of mine, WKRP Weirdness, the Purple Cow, there is a Claire connection. You see, the actress who played the character Joyce in WKRP, her name is Forsyth. That sounds like foresight. Her first acting job was on the show Route 66. What was her character's name? Claire. So, Forsyth, Foresight, Claire, and clairvoyance. Anyway, back to the Donald Duck characters. There is Clarabelle the cow. Well, that's Clara and Belle. Belle sounds like a frequency reference. Is there a connection between clairvoyance and frequencies? That's not all. The first voice actress for Clarabelle the cow was Elvia Allman, born on September 19, 1904, but died on March 6, 1992. So, March 6th, 4 3 6s. But that's not all. Another person who briefly voiced the Clarabelle Cow character was Pinto Colvig. He also did the voice for the character Goofy. He was born on September 11th, 1892. He died on October 3rd, 1967. So he died on the same day that SNL loaded the Falconer episode onto YouTube. It is also the day before October 4th, the day with 88 days remaining in the year. And of course we know about September 11th. There's a Back to the Future vibe in relation to his birth and death. Then there is Clara Cluck. That's two characters in the cartoon with the same name. Well, the person who did the voice for Clara Cluck was born on July 27th. That's right, the same day as Maya Rudolph from SNL. Meaning it is also the mirror date of June 9th, the birthday of Donald Duck. This also means it's another 57 frequency reference. And let's not forget Horus Horsecollar. Well, Horus sounds like Horus, the Egyptian god. So yes, this is one of the Falcon references, isn't it? I'll eventually get around to talking about the Falcon aspect. But what about the person who did the voice for Donald Duck? His name was Clarence Nash. That's right, Clarence. Kind of like Claire or Clara. Now on the wiki page of clairvoyance, the word is separated. The first part apparently coming from the French language. Clair meaning clear. So now we know where the Claire name comes from when they use it. It links to the French term. Then there are the variations of Clara and Clarence. Still think that is far-fetched? Well, a few years ago, Disney's Marvel came out with a video game called The Midnight Suns. The basic plot of the game is that the bad guys resurrect the demon queen Lilith. Then it's up to the good guys to solve the problem. Just recently, I brought up Lilith in my Apollo Lucifer episodes. The Satanists love Lilith. Well, this Marvel video game is just another appearance. Also note the game suggests an eclipse event by the name of Midnight Sun. I bring this up to show you this. There is a scene where the good guys and the bad guys are fighting in a carnival. In the background are signs for the events of the carnival. One of them is for Clara, the clairvoyant. So even they are connecting Clara with clairvoyant. Does that help? If you've stuck around this long, you won't be disappointed. You're probably asking yourself, what does Donald Duck, clairvoyance, and zombies have to do with each other? Well, I'm about to show you. Now, I'm not a gamer, but I do watch some video game clips from time to time. Apparently, gamers have come up with modifications, or mods, for the video games. One kind of modification is where they can switch what they call skins on the characters in the video game. In other words, they can change the appearance of a character in a video game, though the character may retain some of the same properties. So as it would happen, I came across some modifications or mods for Resident Evil. What I found was astonishing. I have to ask myself, what spirit is behind this? So, let's begin.
Whoa, don't shoot!
Get down!
We gotta get out of here.
You alright?
Yeah, I think so. Thanks.
You can thank me later, when we're safe. Come on! Get in!
In the first clip, we see the character Claire encounter zombies. She is helped out by the character Leon. However, the gamers switched Leon's appearance to look like that of Donald Duck. Now I realize this is kind of a biker look for Donald, but it's still him. Of course, Leon is short for Leo. Many people think of Donald Trump as a lion. There is even a lion logo related to Trump. And Claire, once again, is clairvoyance. This next clip will show Donald Duck in his regular outfit. I'm not sure what part of the game this is, but someone posted it. Now in the next clip, we will see that the gamer changed the appearance of Claire to Donald.
I will, but I gotta go. Why does everyone think I'm gonna get in trouble? What the? Hello? Hello? Anybody here? Hello?
For the next clip, we will see that the characters Leon, Claire, and Sherry are now all Donald Ducks.
Oh, yeah. Claire!
Leon! It's so good to see you.
I told you we'd make it, didn't I?
You did.
Who's this?
This is Sherry.
Okay. Jesus.
What was that?
I don't know.
You stay here with Sherry. I'm gonna go check it out.
The final scene of this particular Resident Evil game shows all of the characters as Donald Duck also. However, there's a special surprise at the end.
So, are you guys like boyfriend and girlfriend?
No. We're just... well, we actually just met last night.
Yeah. That would have been one hell of a first date, though.
Yeah, you have no idea.
Look! He might be able to give us a ride.
What if it's not just the city?
Get Sherry out of here.
Come on.
He was friendly.
I know you saw the character at the end. It's a Luigi! So now we connect Donald Duck and Super Mario Bros. To Resident Evil. Too funny. Of course, the Mario Brothers dealt with copper pipes and fungus. Do the copper blood, needles, and fungus have anything to do with a future biological event? I think most of us would say yes. Now for some images from the video game. In the first images, we see Claire sitting in front of a sign with an alien on it. The alien has headphones. This is a frequency reference. The sign also says, "New location in downtown RC." While we have already determined that raccoon mixed around is Corona, using the term RC makes me think of remote control, as the alien is wearing headphones. Remote control and frequency? The next image has good old Barney in it. Don't worry, I won't sing the song. So why Barney? Well, a dinosaur is a reptile, a serpent. The purple could be for hybridization, like I mentioned in a previous video. The image of a bee comes next. Well, bees have stingers. Stingers represent syringes. And for those that saw the X-Files, they use bees as a part of the hybridization process in the show. Now when I saved these images some time ago, I had no idea Elon Musk would use the frog meme. But as you can see here, it's in Resident Evil. Does this connect Elon to a future biological event? Now, if you're familiar with Enter the Stars, he did a decode on the Gremlins movies. So, lo and behold, the gamers replaced the image of the zombies with gremlins. How about that? What kind of spirit is at work here, I ask again. The gremlins came from China and would spread like a virus when water hit them. And if they ate after a certain time, they changed. So, they spread through the water supply, is that it? Then change after midnight? Is that a reference to the doomsday clock? Some believe that the clock is very close to striking midnight. Another image shows that gamers changed the appearance of a zombie to that of a panda bear. A Chinese reference, of course. For the final image, I will show a talisman that one of the characters had. As you can see, it has the medical symbol of two snakes wrapped around a pole. Then behind it is an upside down triangle with an eye in it. In summary, we have an alien frequency, a hybrid reptile, bee stingers, Elon the unclean spirit frog, gremlins, China, and the medical industry combined with the top of the pyramid. Now that I've covered the background of Donald Duck and his relation to Resident Evil, what's next? You guessed it, I'm going to get WKRP involved. I know, you're thinking to yourself, good grief, WKRP again? Well, stick around. All of these elements in the episode I'm about to show by themselves mean nothing, but put together they form a picture. They are all pieces to a puzzle. Keep in mind that all of the clips I'm about to show you come from the same episode. The episode is called Jennifer and Johnny's Charity. So in other words, it refers to J&J. Dig what I'm saying? It aired on February 3rd, 1982. The first clip brings up a subject covered by Enter the Stars. Let's see if you can pick it out.
The following bulletin has just been received on the WKRP teletype. Monster lizard ravages East Coast. Mayors in 5 New England cities have issued emergency requests for federal disaster relief as a result of the giant lizard that descended on the East Coast last night. Officials say this lizard, the worst since '78, has devastated transportation, disrupted communications, and left many hundreds homeless.
Monster lizard?
The wire service never lies.
Les, the B is out on the printer. It's Monster Blizzard.
Oh.
Are you gonna go back on the air?
Well, I don't know if I should explain this or just go on.
Just go on.
Turning to the local scene. Last night in downtown Cincinnati, a fire swept through the Vine Street Mission. Fortuitously, no one was injured in the blaze, but damage to the Mission kitchen was extensive.
Did you hear anything about a giant lizard on the East Coast?
Oh, yes, sir. He is alive and well, and he's coming this way.
So what did we hear? Well, first Les mentions a giant lizard consuming the East Coast, then gets corrected and told it's a blizzard. What's happening right now? An intense winter storm is covering the U.S. during inauguration. Some believe that weather modification technology exists. Who gave us this technology? Was it a giant lizard? A serpent? Why the lizard reference? Then Les mentions that the kitchen of a homeless shelter catches on fire. So at the beginning of this episode, we already have our fire and ice element. On to the next clip. Notice the song in the background.
Here, John.
$10.
Come together right now. Since the biological event in 2020, we have heard people use the phrase, "We're in this together." This plays as Johnny is asking for a donation for the fire-damaged homeless kitchen. Time for the next clip.
It's the Copper Cob Award. Ooh.
Nice.
Les has received the Copper Cob Award. It came in a box with an X on it. This is deliberate. When have you seen someone tape a box like that? They wanted people to see the X. The copper cob is a nod to the copper bloods, hemocyanin. And why a corn cob? A corn cob has many seeds on it, doesn't it? So we have the copper seeds. Is this a hybrid reference? And let's not forget about Bill Gates' GMO corn. Here's the next clip. Johnny then decides to ask Jennifer for a donation for the homeless kitchen.
Of course, it's my pleasure. How much do you need?
Well, they said about 40,000 to rebuild, but anything's appreciated.
Duck soup.
Duck soup? So in my last video, Harvey Korman wanted orange sauce for his Donald Duck dinner. Then, in SNL, the characters yell, "Donald Duck," in hopes the Falcon won't get shot. Then we find that the hunter, Maya Rudolph, has a connection to Donald. Her birthday is the mirror date to Donald Duck's birthday. Then we see mods in Resident Evil depicting Donald Duck. My, let's keep going. In the next few clips, you will see how all of these pieces of the puzzle are starting to connect. The next scenes will be at Jennifer's apartment. They are trying to raise money for the homeless kitchen. Think WKRP can't connect to Resident Evil and zombies? You'd be wrong.
Bailey, would you watch the time and take these stuffed mushrooms out in exactly 8 minutes?
Right.
Yeah, Herb, why don't we make the mitten-offs a couple of zombies?
Okay, fine. You're gonna love these. They'll knock you on your butts. Come on.
I think I'll go help with the zombies. Jennifer, sorry, but I forgot the stuffed mushrooms, and they kind of caught on fire, and Herb kind of poured his zombie on it. And, to make a long story short, I just think this is a very bad week for kitchens in Cincinnati.
So what do we have in those clips? We have mushrooms and zombie drinks. Meaning, we have our connection between fungus and zombies. Fungus? Is that why Luigi was in Resident Evil? And note that Bailey puts out the mushroom fungus with the zombie liquid. What is the result? Is it smoke? Or is it fog? Good question. Also notice her oven mitt is that of a fish. The blue blood. Next clip.
Bailey has something to do. Why am I useless?
Well, because... Just kidding. Les, the most important job at a party is to make sure that everyone's glasses are always full. Can I count on you?
Of course.
In that clip, it's not what the characters said that was important, but what they were wearing. Les was wearing a polka dot bow tie. Well, polka dots represent plague. And the polka dots are on a bow. The bow having a double meaning. In this case, an archer's bow. Apollo's arrows can bring plague. Jennifer's dress is black and gold. Well, just like lithium is thought of as white gold, graphene is thought of as black gold. So it makes me wonder if her dress foreshadows the coming of graphene. If that is the case, does graphene have a role in the future plague? If you are familiar with Dane Wigington, he says they are now finding graphene particles in the sky trails. He believes these trails can carry biologicals. With that in mind, here's a clip from a 2018 movie. It's called The Domestics.
You probably already know what happened. Then again, you might not. But I'm going to tell you anyway. We all went about our daily lives oblivious to how bad things were in the world. And then they hit the reset button, erasing all of their problems along with hundreds of millions of lives. No one saw it coming. The end. The lucky ones were dead in seconds. As for the rest of us, immune to the black poison, we had to decide. Hang on to the civility of the past, or become savages in a new, dark future.
But I have noticed the black and gold outfit in other areas. I just brought up the Marvel Comics game, Midnight Suns. At the end of the game, the good guy characters get brand new black and gold costumes. In the recent Spider-Man 3 movie, No Way Home, Spider-Man has a black and gold costume for part of the movie. In the image, notice he has a cell phone duct taped to his chest. That's right, duct tape. Another duck reference. But look at the phone also. You'll see his two friends talking to him as he's trying to fight Electro. This should be obvious. The twin spirits in the chest. The twin spirits speaking through the 5-7 frequency network. Surrounded by Electro. Surrounded by electricity. Right now, when I see the black and gold, my brain thinks of graphene. What do you think the black and gold represent? Next clip.
How are things in our capital?
Oh, the Gipper's doing one hell of a job.
He's cutting everything to the bone. We're going to have a balanced budget if it kills us all.
Are they just talking about Reagan? Remember, everything is layered. It almost sounds like they're talking about the Department of Government Efficiency. We all know the dollar is collapsing. The country is trillions in debt. Do you really think they're going to pay it all back? Of course not. Like the lady said, we're going to have a balanced budget if it kills us all. This next clip I have played before, so now you know where it comes from. You'll see how it ties in with the other clips.
Name it, no? My wife and I went to Washington about 3 years ago. The Lincoln Memorial is pretty good. There's a great big guy sitting in a chair.
So Herb is the guy who embodies the spirit of Lincoln and Quetzalcoatl, if you remember the last video. Are you starting to see how all these pieces fit together? I will show an image of one of the homeless that showed up to the donation party. She is dressed in yellow. Now remember that I said yellow represents a biological event? Remember the yellow outfit from the woman in the Carol Burnett skit involving Donald Duck? Remember the yellow cups from the WKRP episode? I showed that in a previous video. All of the elements are there. I'm not going to get into all of the elements of this WKRP episode. This video is already longer than I would like it to be. But I think you get the idea. So in summary, what have I covered? Donald Duck, clairvoyance, Resident Evil, zombies, WKRP, and graphene, to name some topics. Unfortunately, I did not get to the Falcon aspect yet. So yes, there will be a part 3 to Trump the Falconer. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope this video helps. And as always, stay blessed with Jesus.